Hey, my name's Sam Crowley. I want to welcome you to my YouTube channel. And here is where you're going to find a new series I've created titled Quit My Job. And it's a very targeted, obviously, a very targeted message for people who, wait for it, want to quit their job. Now, before we get into the actual lessons, I got to put some big disclaimers out there and really kind of bring you into what this message is all about. First of all, first and foremost, if you love your job, if you wake up every morning thinking, I'm the most highly blessed and favored individual on the planet because I love what I do for a living and I get to do it every day, God love you. I mean, there's only about 20% of you in the U.S. where I live that actually have that thought, but boy, we need more of you. So I encourage you, do not watch this video because you'll end up quitting that job you love and not doing that. So by all means, you want to watch the video, that's great, but if you love what you do, bottom line, if you love your job, fire it up. You're awesome. Thank you so much. Now, for the rest of you, some 80% of the people in the U.S. and all around the world, come on, let's be honest. All right, let's be honest. Now, your boss isn't around. Nobody can see. You're probably watching. If you're watching this video at work, turn the volume down or put some headphones in because nobody knows that you're watching this video. So it's just between you and me. And the reason that this is going to be such a great video series for you to watch is because I've actually done everything that I'm going to talk about. All right, I've actually crossed through that terror barrier many years ago when I told my boss that I quit the first time. We'll get into that as well. I quit twice. The first time was awesome. It was really crazy. I'm going to get into that. Some of the things that happened that day. I was in a company for, it was 2005, so I started in 1990. My 20 college credits in college tell me that's 15 years almost in the job. And I gave it all up because my daughter Madeline wanted every day to be Saturday. She was 3.5 years old. She kept saying, Daddy, is tomorrow Saturday? Now, here's the one lesson I learned. I'm already getting into the lessons. I said I wouldn't do it. It's just going to be an overview video. But those of you that know me well enough know that I'm a ready, fire, aim guy. So I was all about keeping that commitment to my daughter Madeline. She wanted every day to be Saturday. I had to make that happen, for a lot of reasons that I'm going to get into. So you really got to stir up those emotions. And here's the main point, is everybody else thought I was crazy. Like, I didn't have a lot of entrepreneurial friends. I didn't have a lot of friends who tried to do great things. They were good people. They were great people, great family men and women, very smart, highly educated, faithful to the organization, but didn't know jack about going for their dream because they just wanted to make it to Friday. I wanted every day to be Saturday. So one of the first lessons I'm going to teach you is who to hang around, how to change how you speak, how to change how you think. This is really serious stuff because if you really absorb this message, okay, and I don't mean, say, well, I can maybe do that. No, you got to be committed, okay? You got to really be committed that this one life that you've been given, you're not going to settle. Now, here's the ironic part is I think everybody should have a job. For a lot of reasons. I started out in the corporate world when I dropped out of college, Penn State in 1988. I went right into the workforce, had a couple of jobs, bounced around, settled with the company that I ended up staying the next 15 years with in 1990. But between 1988 and 1990, I was a stockbroker. That's a whole other story I'll get into. It was just so many great things. Worked in a pet store, bartender. I mean, it was so many different things, but I finally landed I thought a dream job, and I stayed with that organization for 15 years. And you know what? Quite honestly, I needed that. I needed the structure. I needed to learn how to work within a team. I needed to learn how to be subordinate, take orders for the betterment of the team. I needed to learn how to be a leader. I became, a manager, a few different areas of the organization. I loved all of that, but it eventually came to a point where I took a look around me, and I thought, this is it. Right? I mean, 6-figure salary. When I finally quit, it was a 6-figure salary, company car, stock options, health plan, all of that. But that's it. I mean, it's not about all of the things that you can acquire. It's the person that you need to become to acquire those things. I was around a lot of power-hungry individuals as well, who had no idea that they were viewed one way in front of their subordinates and a completely different way. They weren't true to themselves. You can tell they weren't authentic. You could tell that many of the C-level executives, at least the ones I knew, were insecure bundles of fluff. Without that title, you just put them out on the street as Joe Schmo, they're an absolute nobody with no influence. And so it became very apparent to me that I was going down that same road. And the higher I got up in the corporate pyramid, because we all know it's a pyramid, right? I mean, nobody's allowed to make more than the CEO and then the senior VP and the regional VP and then nobody's allowed to make any more than those people, right? It's a pyramid. So as I got higher up, I realized the view was horrible, you know? I realized the less impressed I was with the person that I had to become to get there. And very few people, as you get into the corporate pyramid longer, and you stay longer, and you earn more money, and you have some success, very few people can walk away. It's easier for the individual who's lower on the pyramid, who hasn't experienced a lot of the accolades, the recognition, you know, the individual that they can just walk away, quit, and probably go get a similar type job. But as you get those golden handcuffs, man, it's tough. And those of you that are in a blue-collar job, you know, for example, that's equally as difficult. You've got tenure, you've got time, maybe you're in a union. Those are very difficult things to walk away from. So the purpose of this whole training series I put together for you is to teach you and train you how to do it. If you want to do it, I'm going to teach you how to do it. If you don't want to do it, don't watch the videos. You know, you don't have to. Because what I also want you to do is I want you to subscribe. Hit the subscribe button on the YouTube channel, because we have hundreds of videos for everyone who wants to make every day Saturday. Regardless of what that means to me, it might mean something completely different to you. But here's what it means to everybody, all right? Here's what it means to everybody. That day you look up at the clock and you can't believe that you need to actually stop doing what you're doing because you love it that much, whatever that means to you, right? You have to understand, that's what the whole every day is Saturday message is all about. See, it's okay. I'm going to leave you with this thought before we get into the trainings, but it's okay to accept who you are, but not where you are. So I dare you to be great. I dare you to have the courage to step out in faith and step out and go just a little bit closer to that dream you thought was unattainable. And here's what you need to understand as we get into lesson number 1, which is going to be all about who you hang around. Stop hanging around individuals who are nowhere near where you want to be. I mean, they're at a completely different zip code than where you want to be. Stop hanging around those individuals, because that was the single greatest shift in my life. We'll talk about that in the next video, but I can't imagine where my life would be if I stayed with the same individuals, men and women, good people, right? It's okay to send them a Christmas card, all right? But it's not okay to hitch your wagon to their dream, all right? Because if you're going anywhere and you're stuck right there, it's like that old adage, right? Pigs don't know pigs stink. Why? Because everybody's a pig in the pig pen. They don't know they stink. You got to get outside the pig pen to say, wow, that doesn't smell quite right. And that was me in a job. When I stepped outside the pig pen of corporate America, I said, damn, that doesn't smell that good. I got a lot of pushback, got a lot of advice. I went bankrupt. I lost everything. Thank God for my sister and other people that were there to help bail me out. I'm going to talk about all of this, because if you're even having this much of a thought now, by the time you're going through these videos, it's going to mushroom into something bigger. And I don't want you to quit your job like I did, all right? There's a way to do it. The way I did it, ripping the Band-Aid off and just going for it, I wouldn't recommend to very, very many people. It's a very difficult way to do it. But I'm going to show you what I think is the right way to do it. And it doesn't have to be filled with all of this angst and sleepless nights and anger towards individuals. There's a very methodical way to do it. But I will tell you this, just for watching this far, congratulations. Because it takes a certain mindset, a certain individual to say, I want something bigger. I just want to do more with my life. I get one shot to squeeze that last bit of toothpaste out of the tube of life, and I just want to do it, man. I want to go for it. I'm not quite sure what that is, and that's okay too, by the way. Not knowing exactly what you want to do right now is perfectly okay. But what isn't okay is staying where you are and settling. So I want to give you another couple more opportunities to plug into to me, Sam Crowley, on the internet. I'm always on Twitter, @Sam Crowley. Obviously, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit me up on Facebook.com/Sam Crowley. And make sure you stay plugged in, because when you immerse yourself, I mean completely immerse yourself into the deep end of dreaming, not the shallow end, the deep end of your dreams. Get completely immersed. Your life, I promise you, will never be the same, and it will never be any better starting right now. Right now, it's never going to be any worse, rather. Right, than it is when you start walking that journey with me and the fellow entrepreneurs in the Everyday is Saturday community. One more thing. You probably hear me trip up here and there, stumble, bumble, fumble on a word. You know, I'm an ex-stutterer, and now I'm a global speaker, trainer, seminar leader. Isn't that awesome? That I can sit here and stutter in a video and not give a crap. And that's another message. In the entrepreneurial world, failures are rewarded, because failures equal experience. In the employee world, failures are a demerit and an obstacle and a way to reduce that bonus you get at the end of the year from 10% to 7%, from 7% to 4%. How do I know? Because I did it. I received that, and I've also done that to employees. I'm not proud of that. I was following orders in the corporate world. That's another thing. The entrepreneur, it's not black and white. We love the gray area. We love living over here outside of the box. There's just so many benefits of being an entrepreneur versus being an employee. So from an ex-stuttering college dropout to you, let's go make every day Saturday, baby. I'll see you in lesson number 1.
You are a champion.
Daddy, it's tomorrow Saturday. It's tomorrow Saturday.
Because she
All
wanted
the
to
time.
spend the day with you,
It's
right?
the only day we saw each other.
I was a stressed out corporate slave. I never saw my family, John. John, it's take it. He said take it. He said take it.